In 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, welcome back to Handshake Pro Wrestling Show's Classic Review Series. This is part 2, if you're wondering. Part 1 is well by last week. This is part 2 of the Cruiserweight Classic. I am Shane Price, joined by Jayden and Shane here for the second round on of the Cruiserweight Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get right into it. Again, Full Sail. Well, we're now Brian down.
Yeah, Orlando, Florida. This is the first episode here is from August 10th. It'll go until September 14th. I mean, we can just go right into it. Corey Graves is still in that weird CGI hell dimension.
He's not been let out. He is still there.
Yep.
He is in hell.
Yeah.
The first match is Gran Metalik and Tajiri.
Yeah. There was a great segment of this match with some back and forth arm drags. That was great. And then I'll pop for a lucha rope walk every time. Commander, Gran Metalik, hologram. Anytime somebody like that does a lucha rope walk, perfect. I love it. Much better submission work than I expected from this match. I really expected more of a high flying situation and Tajiri's hard kicks, but I didn't. I thought it was great. It was an insanely fun match. I really enjoyed the story they told. This was youth versus age, agility versus experience. You know what I mean? They really were able to sell that to me, and I really got into it. And props to Morrow and Daniel Bryan for really pushing that narrative. I gave this 4 1/4. I thought this match ruled.
I gave it 3. I gave it 3 3/4.
It was an awesome match. Do you have any other thoughts?
Meltzer gives it me. We both gave it 3 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
This was a good match, but I think it got clearly outshined by the second match almost right away.
That is true.
Kota Ibushi, Cedric Alexander. Golly. Wow.
Yeah. There's a tope in this match where Cedric gets so much air. He is flying. Ibushi, I wrote here, he just has such an awesome drop kick. We kind of mentioned it in the first episode. One of my notes here is, Jesus Christ, did Kota just hit a standing corkscrew moonsault?
Probably. It felt like it, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Cedric did something I've never seen before. He did a snap Michinoku driver. So like a snap suplex, but a Michinoku driver. And my final note on this match is just that it says, this match has been so exciting. I feel like my heart rate is higher than Rob Van Dam. Like, I felt my heart beating in my chest. I was so into this and excited.
I don't believe that for a second. But
yeah, it was not higher than Rob Van Dam.
But as you said, this match was amazing. What'd you give it?
I give it 5.
I give it 5 too.
This was a 5-star match. And definitely one of the best matches of the tournament.
Which sucks that it was on the first episode of the second round because
kind of gets buried.
Yeah. Up next we have
episode 6.
Episode 6 to do. We have Akira Tozawa and Jack Gallagher.
Yeah, episode 5 by far the best episode, I think.
Yes. There's only 2 matches that are both really good.
Yeah, it was incredible. Wall to wall great action. So yeah, Akira Tozawa versus Jack Gallagher. Pretty solid, nothing special. 3 stars.
Yeah, I gave it 3 as well. Noam Dar Ho-Ho-Lone. Ho-Ho-Lone's still very green here.
Mm-hmm.
It shows. Noam Dar's still very young. It shows. I gave it 2.5.
So I give it 3 1/4. It was a fast-paced match. That I like that. It was pretty solid as a fast-paced match. Good mix of submission work in there, though. And I think my favorite moment of the match was Dar had Loon in a knee bar, and he was kicking Loon in the face while he had him in a knee bar, and that looked really cool. I gave it 3 1/4. I like this match.
I gave it 2 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
And the final match of the episode, Brian Kendrick to be Tony Nese.
Yeah, we get a Minoru Suzuki name drop here.
You're just name dropping
guess who?
You're just name dropping everybody here they could think of in this commentary. It's great,
except for Tauway.
Tauway's not a cruiserweight. He was never even close, dude.
Yeah, but they talked about Kobashi and Kawada and Misawa, yeah, or Suzuki,
and everybody
These guys
else.
aren't cruiserweights. When they name drop Rey Mysterio and Jushin Thunder Liger and Ultimo Dragon, that makes sense, but not. I don't know. I know Nese's whole thing is being a great athlete, but goddamn, he's a great athlete.
He's an amazing athlete.
He's so good.
I'm kind of disappointed. I was kind of disappointed he lost here, but then later.
But Danielson's connection to Kendrick is why he moved like that. really made me root for Kendrick as much as Brian Danielson was rooting for Kendrick. It was a really good match. I love the way the finish with Kendrick dodging the 450 and then just snapping into a bulldog choke. I gave this 3.5.
I gave it 3 too.
Yeah, definitely the best match on this on this card. Yeah, great one. I think the Kendrick Daniel Bryan story was the best story of the tournament that we will continually see.
Episode 7, Swan takes on Lince Dorado.
Yeah, Rich Swann, Lince Dorado.
It's okay.
Yeah, I love when a guy gets caught midair with a drop kick.
Yes, I agree. I love that spot.
And that was Swan kicking Dorado in this match. This had my favorite finish of any match in the tournament because Rich Swann hits Lince with a Phoenix Splash to the face. Which was not intentional.
It looked nasty.
But it was awesome.
It looked like it hurt him.
That might be my moment of the tournament.
That's a lie, and you know it.
It's in the running for moment of the tournament. A Phoenix Splash to the face. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So an unintentionally awesome finish. I give this 3.5 stars. I like this match a lot. This is a really fun match. And Rich Swann is incredibly entertaining.
Yes.
Every single time.
And then a complete stylistic, just 180. You get like old-fashioned like UWFI grappling here between Zack Sabre Jr. and Drew Gulak.
Yeah, I loved the back and forth these guys had.
I think it was a 4.
Yeah, I love the bridge counter to the Dragon Sleeper. That was the finish. It was incredible. Great technical bout. I went 3 3/4, so I was just a quarter below you on this one.
And TJP Gargano.
Gargano was selling a match from TakeOver against the Revival that had happened the previous weekend. This was an awesome match. Both guys left it all in the ring. It felt like a TakeOver match because it's Johnny Wrestling. It's Johnny TakeOver. That's just what he does. Unfortunately, my boy Gargano had to lose here, which makes sense. It's an easy way to write out the NXT guy with him having to wrestle on a huge NXT show and then go wrestle a classic tournament match. I gave this 4 1/4. I thought this was a great match.
I gave it 3 3/4. So,
okay. So pretty close.
It's funny, as we've gone on, we've gotten a lot closer.
Yeah. I was definitely just pumped going into the tournament, just excited for it. I mean, doing this was my idea in the first place. Just because I think I saw a TikTok with some highlights from it, and I was like, man, we should just cover that. Just do a 2-week episode, cover that part. Yeah.
Then we have episode 9.
Episode 8, right?
Episode 8.
Tozawa and Metalik, right?
Yeah.
We're now in the quarterfinals.
Yes, we are. This was, I think, the one that literally just, this is what Tozawa should be doing there, but isn't. I love this match so much.
I wrote here, Gran Metalik walked on the ropes so Commander could run on the ropes.
Yeah, I really like this. It was great. I
love that every Tozawa match, Daniel Bryan has been fuck Brock Lesnar. This guy has the best German suplex about Tozawa.
This is great.
He has a beautiful German. Oh, I should probably stop popping that. It is incredible. Very Takeshita-like. I think Takeshita has a great German suplex too. They reminded me of that. Great match. It really feels like the guys are going harder as the tournament goes. Not just these two, the whole field.
Yeah.
Going harder as the tournament goes on, which it does a great job of selling the importance of the Cruiserweight Classic. If these guys do their job in showing that this tournament matters to them, me watching at home, this tournament's going to matter to me by extension. It's going to matter to me. It's going to matter to the people in the building. Everybody's going to get into it more as the wrestlers get more into it. I gave this match 4 stars.
I gave it 4.5.
This is the best Tozawa match I've ever seen.
The last word I can get. Up next, actually, a little trivia here. They did this match twice because they had no idea if they were going to Kota Ibushi after this taping or not.
So there were 2 versions of this match.
Yes.
One where Kota wins.
Yes.
And one where Kendrick wins.
Yes, by count out.
Huh.
I'm on the K-Dash page right now. I knew this for a while, but yeah. Brian Kendrick would have won by count out if they couldn't get Kota back.
Really?
Yes. Which sucks because imagine not having this match in air.
On video, on air. Dude. That Kendrick Ibushi match would be if once we're far enough away, WWE decides from Kendrick doing bad things, that'll be an awesome WWE Vault match.
I definitely agree.
Brian Kendrick is wrestling the way Patrick Beverly plays defense.
Mean, physical,
just a gritty, like in your
makes you hate him.
Chippy, yeah, just annoying. There was a neck breaker on the top turnbuckle, like not the pad, the bar of the turnbuckle.
Yeah,
insane. And of course, take it away.
Because fuck Taue and this bitch. Brian Kendrick hits the first burning hammer in WWE history, and Daniel Bryan loses his goddamn mind. He loses his mind.
Burning hammer.
Pin him. Cover him now.
It makes it all the much better that he was rooting for Kendrick openly, and then on top of that, Kendrick pulls out a burning hammer. Do you think they talked about that before that?
I would have to assume so.
Or do you think Kendrick sprung it on him?
I would hope that he sprung it up because Brian's reaction seems so genuine.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan's reaction, yeah. I loved that Kendrick was like legitimately wrestling, like his career was on the line. Kota was wrestling like the god he is. 5 stars.
How many burning hammers do you think that he took in this tournament? This is probably more than one. It's probably 2. It's both.
Do you think they did a burning hammer in both versions of the match?
I hope so. Although it doesn't sound like it from the way that Brian reacted.
Mm-hmm.
I give it 5 as well. Literally no match with a burning hammer less than a 5. Come on.
Yeah. Episode 9.
Episode 9 is
second part of quarterfinals.
I'm sorry, dark match. Hideo Itami on it.
Yeah.
ZSJ versus Noam Dar.
Yeah. Disgusting finish in this one.
Gross.
He had both arms between his legs.
I didn't like
the submission.
I didn't like it because it hurt.
It hurt to
me.
watch.
Yeah.
These guys had great chemistry. You could tell they'd wrestled each other in various European indies before for sure. I mean, I could probably look that up and see. But what did you think of the match?
I give it a 4. I think it was pretty good. The finish was awesome, but it could have been a lot better too.
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna look up Noam Dar, Zack Sabre. They wrestled 3 times before this. The first time was in 2011. Noam Dar won on a Pro Wrestling Elite show in Scotland. The second time was in a 4-way that included Dean Allmark, also known as Dean 2 Extreme, and Joey Hayes, also known as Hot Stuff Hayes. In PCW, which is just it's a UK-based promotion, and Dar won that, and then Zach won in IPW UK, and so yeah, this was their 4th match, and they're 2-2 against each other. So where's our 5th match? Finish up the series, dude.
Yeah, come on, man.
But yeah, you could tell they had great chemistry together. It was a pretty good match overall. I gave us 3.5 stars.
I gave it 3.5 as well. Then TJ Perkins, Rich Swann.
Mm-hmm.
Another great match, but it wasn't as good as
just kind of straight up is a dance fight.
The problem with the tournaments is that it just, man, after all the good matches, you get like matches aren't as good.
This was entertaining though.
Yeah, it was entertaining, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, it wasn't. At least it wasn't boring.
Yeah.
Swan and TJ were having an incredible time. There was some good technical work. There was a great mix of high flying in there. I really liked that from these guys. Rich Swann should have got a better shake than he did. I think injuries really derailed his career a lot. I gave this one also 3. I thought this was as good as the last match, but in a different kind of way.
I gave it 3.25.
Like the last match was good in a that is intense, that is that hurts to watch kind of way. This was 3.5 in a I'm having a great time kind of way. So you think we're 3.25?
Yeah.
All right. Last episode.
Starting with the fact that there was a DIY match on the show, and that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But first match was Metalik DSJ in the semifinal.
Yeah, so the
wrong guy won.
Semifinals here are Zack Sabre Jr. from England, Gran Metalik from Mexico, TJ Perkins from the Philippines, and Kota Ibushi from Japan. Shane, you describe yourself as a patriot. How do you feel about no Americans making the semifinals? As the patriot that you say you are.
I'm only the patriot when it comes to Del Wilkes matches. When it comes to the patriot in All Japan, first of all, TJP is American. He was born in Kansas City.
Okay, he's representing the Philippines, though.
He was born in the middle of America. Gosh damn it!
He's ours.
We don't got much of KC. Okay, let me have this one. I mean, it's the right choice for a cruiserweight tournament. Is not any Americans. Let's be honest, they ain't the best American cruiserweight.
The American cruiserweight might be. Well, does Ray count?
No, the TGP counts for the Philippines.
Then Ray probably reps Mexico more than like Billy Kidman probably.
Yes. Would you have Billy Kidman in the final of this tournament?
Fuck yeah, I would have. Billy Kidman rules. What do you mean? Would I have Billy Kidman?
You know what I mean.
I mean, honestly, you could argue it's Gargano too.
That would not have been the final of this tournament. Yeah. So.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been at this time in his career.
Yeah.
If this was 2 years later, he could have. But yeah.
Gran Metalik wins.
Yeah, it was a great match with a lot of big spots. Something I like about Zack Sabre Jr. is to bring this back. I talked about Patrick Beverly earlier. To bring this back to basketball, he wrestles like a basketball player in that you can kind of tell when he's having an off night. You know when a guy in a game, like he starts a game off, even a big superstar like I don't know, like Cade Cunningham or whoever can start a game off, might miss a few shots. Maybe a turnover, maybe a couple fouls, and you're like, oh, he's just off tonight. That's how it felt here. Like Zach going in, the way he lost to Metalik was because he was off his game. That's kind of what I felt from this, which would have made me really interested in a rematch if that could have ever happened in WWE. But Zach, obviously bet on himself, went to the Indies, made it to New Japan, became world champion. But I really liked that. And I think you can see that in the recent Goto match too. I think you could see it was just Zach was off that night and on purpose, obviously.
Well, yeah, obviously.
So I really like that. That's a skill that he has that I don't think a lot of other wrestlers have mastered. Okay. Shane just showed me Minoru Suzuki versus Butterbean with special ref Dan Severn.
Yep.
Crazy. I gave this match 3 3/4.
I gave it. That's actually the same as Meltzer gave it. I gave it 3.5 though.
Okay.
And TJP Kota Ibushi.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the wrong guy won.
Yeah, but I love the way they built up the drama of this match. It goes to my thing earlier where they showed that they cared and it made us care. I gave this 4 1/4. It was an incredible match.
You all barely agreed, almost agreed with Meltzer here. I gave it 4 3/4.
What did Meltzer give it?
4.5.
Oh, okay.
And do you want to cover the tag team match?
Yeah, I thought it was. Right. I mean, they got all these guys chance before the bell rang.
That's fair. DIY took on Noam Dar and
Cedric Alexander. Cedric, the kind of Cinderella of this tournament in the way that I don't think going into this anybody thought he was going to be the fan favorite that he was or even get the spot he would eventually get in WWE. But the fans latching onto him like this really propelled his career. So kind of a Cinderella in a backstage way, just because of the way that Cedric, the way that it pushed his career forward. This is a great fast-paced tag. It was a perfect timeout match between the semis and the final. I gave this 3.5. I really like this match.
I liked it as well. I gave it a 3.
I would love to see Cedric and Noam like tag regularly and really build some chemistry because I think there could have been some fun there. But ultimately, they went their separate
ways. And in a
ways.
match that legitimately could have been the first 5-star WWE since Money in the Bank 2011, if it was ZSJ versus Ibushi. I feel like Meltzer would have loved that stuff.
He would have lost his mind. Did ZSJ and Ibushi ever wrestle? Yeah, I have ZSJ's cage match.
Probably, but like.
Oh yeah, okay. So
even with my limited knowledge of ZSJ, I knew this was the wrong choice.
So so G1 Climax 2017, Kota wins a New Japan Cup match. Zach wins. So they've wrestled a bunch of times. Another G1 Climax match, another New Japan Cup match. A lot of tag team matches. Oh, ZSJ challenged for the Intercontinental title against Kota in 2019 on 420, and they wrestled again that year in the G1. Another New Japan Cup match. Dangerous Techers beat Golden Ace for the tag titles in 2020. Most recently, they wrestled in the A block of the 2021 G1 Climax, and Zach won that match. So Yeah, they've wrestled a bunch of times, and it's been great. Triple H loves putting himself on camera at the beginning of this. Just goes to our current theme of WWE and Triple H putting himself on camera. Pretty good match. Ultimately, a little disappointing for a final. 3.5 stars. What'd you think?
I agree with you. I give 3 stars as well. I think legitimately, I know it would have made no sense to have Shea versus Kota Ibushi. You were gonna sign either of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would have been a fantastic match. So.
And of course, Triple H made this a cruiserweight title match, introducing that beautiful purple and silver belt.
Such a good belt that they ruined if putting on Jordan Devlin.
Well, they ruined it just by not giving it any kind of
true
prestige. So, categories.
Start with moment of the night.
Best moment, the Burning Hammer.
Yeah, for sure.
Easy.
MVP.
And we're going full tournament. This is the full 2 weeks we've covered.
MVP of the tournament. I want to say it was Cedric Alexander.
Definitely I might get to him later. I'm going to go
Kota?
Ibushi. I gave him 2 5-star matches in this tournament.
It's Ibushi.
I got to go Ibushi. Heat check. Maybe somebody who was eliminated kind of early but did great overall. It's probably Ciampa.
Yeah, I'd say Ciampa.
Had a great first round match, but just unfortunately on the losing side of that. Was this the Apex Mountain for anybody?
For a ton of the guys that didn't make it anywhere else, yeah.
I guess that's true.
But
anybody of note, no.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe Loon.
Maybe TJ Perkins. This could be his Apex.
No.
What's his Apex? Aswang?
No, winning the junior tag titles with Francisco Kira.
Really? You think that's his Apex?
Yeah.
Okay. Surprise of the tournament.
Cedric
Alexander for sure. Here, pause for a second. I gotta go to the bathroom again. I don't know what's going on with my bladder today. New Japan rep for Kota Ibushi. He was already kind of established at this. Was he? I don't know, how established was he?
He was established. He wasn't like New Japan established. He was like DET established.
Okay. So a relatively new.
Roy Owa.
He's too big.
He can slim down.
How much does Ryo weigh?
That dude lost 30 pounds. He did.
Yeah, but Ryo was huge.
Am I just losing my mind? Am I thinking something wrong here?
I'm trying. I'm pretty sure he's like way over 205. Like he might be easily 250. Yeah, he's 243.
Okay, I thought he was way skinnier than that. All right.
Kosei Fujita is a junior.
Yeah, he'll still do Fujita.
How big's Uemura? Uemura could slim down and get there. I like Kosei Fujita.
Yeah, it's Fujita. He's a good.
Who would
guy.
be the? Let's go with the other guy that lost the first round, Zack Sabre Jr., like a British rep.
Michael Oku.
Yeah, but we do him for everything.
He's the British. He's the Leon Slater, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I leaned away from my mic for some reason.
Jack Morris.
Thinking.
He's too big.
But I said Michael Oku's the guy we do for everything. Leon Slater would be a good one.
All right,
I like
Leon
that.
Slater.
Or Callum Newman.
And then Luchador, Moscato Dorado too.
Yeah, absolutely.
and then Freddie Kazarian.
No, I'm thinking TNA. I'm thinking Ace Austin.
Yeah,
TNA.
okay, yeah.
If we're going to TNA rep
cool.
there, yeah. So
And
those
then
are our
Criterion Collection.
Well, best double feature.
Best of feature. I want to say do the ZSJ Ibushi match from the G1. I think that's the best one.
Probably, yeah, the most recent ZSJ Ibushi match.
Yeah.
That was the main event, just to see kind of what we could have had versus what we had.
Yeah.
I think that would kind of dog the main event, but
it's fine. Who cares?
yeah. Wrestling Criterion Collection.
No, I don't think anything does. Maybe I had the idea of the tournament, but
yeah,
nothing like major. There's no impact in the wrestling world, you know.
Yeah, classic Kota, classic Handshake for the whole tournament. I'm gonna go Ibushi versus Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
And yeah, is that it? Do you have anything else?
Out of 10 for the whole tournament.
I'll give it a
Where's my?
a 7.5.
That is exactly what I gave it. So, which is also exactly what we gave NXT TakeOver Brooklyn our last classic.
Fairs. Yeah, that's about right.
That's the third time we've done double 7.5 this year, actually. Wrestle Kingdom 9 also got double 7.5.
Very 7.5 year.
Yep. Yeah, I think that is it. Next week we start our WrestleMania journey with the WrestleMania you chose, Shane. So do you want to preview that?
Yeah, we're doing WrestleMania 7 first. I picked it because it's got a extremely random appearance from Koji Katao and Tenryu.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, it has a really good Savage match against Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah. That's great. WrestleMania 7, 1991. That's what we'll be. Take us out.
And also, of course, stay tuned for that. And just in part 1 last week, we enjoyed wrestling.
All right. You ready to go? Chair for the movie. Shit. Yeah. What's that place called?